What if I told you you could do everything right and follow the plan to the letter and still gain weight because of it? It actually happened to me, and today I'm going to tell you exactly why.
Two brothers, two states, one system. We went from exhausted, overweight dads who had nothing left at the end of the day to strong, present, and built for whatever life throws at us. This is Suburban Savages. Let's get to work.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Suburban Savages. I'm Dusty. This is episode 2, and today we're going to talk about why your diet keeps failing you. All right, so before we dig in too deep, I just want to run the list for you real quick of the things that I tried. I tried Paleo, Atkins, Carnivore, Zone, Caveman. I pretty much tried anything and everything somebody told me would help me shed a pound of body fat, short of really eating out of the dumpster. I did all of them, every single one of them, and every single one of them worked for about 2 weeks. And that's what happened every single damn time. The energy crashed first before I even saw real results. The energy was already gone, and once the energy goes, you guys know how it works. The motivation goes with it. And once the motivation's gone, I quit, I gave up, and then I'd gain everything back, usually with a few extra pounds on top. Every time I would get so damn frustrated watching my toes and other appendages disappear under my waistline. And you guys know the feeling. You have to just sit there with it. Maybe a few months, maybe longer, until you find the confidence to try again, and the whole cycle starts right back over. I lived in that loop for years. So that's what we're getting in today, and why your diet keeps really failing you, and why it's probably not your fault, at least not entirely your fault. Let me show you what I mean. So here's the thing that really gets me anyways. At my fattest point, my absolute heaviest, I was on the carnivore diet. I was eating all the approved foods, and I was eating the good stuff, guys. My brother and I, we still to this day split a whole cow. We pick it up directly from the processor. We pick it out at the farm, so we know exactly what we're eating. It's the good stuff. I can't blame it on poor meat quality. So I was doing it by the book, and I was still gaining weight, and I was gaining it fast. I'd wonder myself, how the hell does that even happen? Well, nobody told me about macros. Nobody explained calories. The diet just said, eat this, not that type of thing. No context, no understanding of what was actually going on in my body. I was doing everything right by their rules. The rules themselves were just incomplete. Now, in the last episode, I told you guys about a moment with my daughter, the one that was the real trigger, the thing that actually pushed me to change my life. And this one's a little different. This is the moment that made it clear exactly what needed to change: the diet, the lifestyle, hell, all of it. We were visiting my brother and his family. My wife took a photo of me asleep on the couch with my kid on my chest, and it should have been one of those perfect dad moments, right? But when I saw that damn photo, I didn't recognize myself. Not just physically, I mean, who I'd become. Here's the thing, guys. I was just exhausted. I wasn't tired from running a marathon. I wasn't working a double shift. I literally fell asleep on the couch in the middle of the day because I was exhausted from playing with my son. My body was running on fumes 24 hours a day. That's how out of shape I was. And looking at that photo, the only thing I could think to myself is, my kid deserves better than this. Hell, I deserve better than this. My family deserves better than this. And that was enough, guys. That was enough for me, at least. So there I was, eating a perfect diet, eating the highest quality meat. And that's the trap with all these diets. They hand you the rule book, but they never teach you the game. So when it stops working, you've got nothing to fall back on. You don't understand why it failed. You just know that what you did and have no idea why it went wrong. And that's the dangerous place to be, guys, because eventually you stop trusting yourself. You start thinking you're the problem, that you just don't have the discipline that's needed. And guys that do have the physique you want, they must just have this superhuman discipline. And that's not it at all. So if the rule book diets don't actually work, what does? Let's break that down. So this is what actually works. And I'm going to keep this as simple as possible, because simple, at least for me, is what actually sticks. So here's the formula, guys. Start with the energy balance. Calories in versus calories out. That's the foundation. You can dress it up however you want, give it a fancy name, put it in a book, sell it for $29.99, but it always comes back to that. Now, that part's not a lie. And here's the key, guys. A caloric deficit doesn't mean starvation. It has to be sustainable. And that's where guys go wrong. They cut too hard, energy tanks, they quit. Deficits has to be sustainable. I want to hammer that home, guys. And it should be small enough that you can actually live your life inside of it. Protein is the non-negotiable, though. Especially once you're over 35, your body's fighting to hold on to muscle mass anyways, and protein's how you keep it while you're cutting fat. If you're not hitting your protein, you're not getting lean. You're just getting skinny fat. Okay, guys, this is the part where you need to pull over, stop whatever extra task you're doing while you're listening to me in the background, and pay attention. And I know what you're thinking. Here comes the math. Stick with me for the next 30 seconds because this is the only math class you'll actually use when it comes to nutrition. Take your body weight, multiply it times 12. That's your caloric target. Then take your body weight and multiply that times 1.5. That's your daily protein target in grams. And for the guys who don't know, because not everybody does, 1 gram of protein is equivalent of 4 calories. So whatever calories are left after that, you can eat what you want. Eat a sleeve of Oreos, eat a Big Mac. I don't recommend it, but you can. Build everything else around those numbers. That's it, guys. All right, so we have the calorie piece handled. Now, on to the other thing that matters, and maybe just as important, if not more important. You guys need to remember, do not sleep on sleep. Literally, when you're not sleeping, your hunger hormones go haywire. I don't want to turn this into a biology class, but ghrelin goes up, and that's the one that makes you hungry, and you don't want more of that. And leptin goes down, and that's the one that makes you feel full. So if you're not sleeping and you're walking around like a zombie, you're fighting your own biology before you even get to the diet part. So fix your sleep before you worry about the diet. That one thing alone can literally change everything. Now, with the math class over and you guys understanding how important sleep is, here's the part that nobody warns you about. You can know all of it and still fail. Here's why. It's not weakness. It's not laziness. The plan that influencers typically pitch, you just have no room for real life. These plans are marketed to the masses. They have no room for family dinners, no things for kids like birthday cake or grabbing pizza with the family on a Friday night. They treat you like you live in a lab, and you don't. You got a life. Yeah, it's messy, it's full, it's unpredictable. And the second real life shows up, you got to go off plan, and it's over. And then don't get me wrong. And before somebody hears those last 2 sentences and hauls ass to the nearest pizza joint for a large pie, a side of cake, and a gelato, remember the macro talk we just had. Those plans didn't fail because of the macros. They failed because the plan they gave you had no way back, no grace, no flexibility, just rules. And rules without the person following them actually understanding the why behind the rules break the second things get hard. And here's another vocabulary word, the key word of the day, guys. Sustainability. And it's not a buzzword. It's literally the whole game. And if you can't do it for 6 months, you shouldn't start. At least I don't recommend it anyway, guys. You're just wasting your time. If you don't have the mentality that this is a lifestyle change, not a sprint, you're really just wasting your time. Now, here's another piece that's hard to talk about for some guys. Knowledge alone doesn't make you consistent. Accountability does. Knowing what to do and actually doing it every single day are 2 completely different things. That's why the guys who succeed aren't always the ones with the best plan. They're the ones who had somebody in their corner when it got hard. And guys, dieting is hard. All right, guys, so just to wrap this one up, what I want you to walk away with today is just to remember that macros and sleep are the key. Without those 2 things, if you don't have them in order, you're just wasting your time. You're fighting an uphill battle. I know this one ran a little shorter than usual, guys, and that was on purpose. I wanted to keep this one simple because stupid simple sticks and stupid simple is what works. Sometimes the most useful thing is to just hand you one clear idea instead of overloading you with 10. So with that, here's your 1 action step for this week. Track your protein, guys. Track your protein for 3 days. That's it. See where you actually land. Most guys are shocked when they see the number because hardly anybody eats enough protein. And when you got those numbers, bring them to our weekly call. That's where we actually break down what your numbers mean, what to adjust, and answer whatever's going on for you. You know, live with me and the rest of the Savages. Drop a comment and I'll send you the link directly if you're not already a member. Next episode, we're going deeper, more of the real stuff nobody's telling you. Stay tuned, guys. That's it for today. I can hand you the plan, but I can't do the reps for you.